Dutchman versus the lying detective.
Hello! You know, I wasn't going to do every episode of Sherlock this time, or any time really, but after giving last week's episode, like, a stiff bollocking, or I say stiff bollocking, I actually think I still came off quite pleasant. So, after last week's episode, we get one by Stephen Moffat, and this one is called The Lying Detective, and I'll have to say, it's so much better. Either I'm high as fuck, but damn, so good. It's weird for two episodes that seem so dissimilar to actually have the same beats. By the 1 hour mark, we already know who's done it, and we're just trying to get to the point where Sherlock catches the bad guy. So, The Lying Detective features, well, Sherlock fucking off of his face, you know, as Sherlock do, because Mary Watson has passed away recently. I must point this out first. I really don't care for the mechanic where they have the dead appear as ghosts for sad people to talk to. It's like, to me, that's a huge cliche that I could do without, but I'll get back to that later on. So, The Lying Detective is based on the short story The Dying Detective, and the bad guy, Calverton, is played here by the fantastic, the amazing Toby Jones. You know, the little short fella. Toby Jones probably is known by the entire geekdom anywhere because he's been in Doctor Who and he's been in a Marvel movie. So if you don't know him by virtue of that, well, let's just say that despite his short stature and his weird wonky face, he is a fantastic actor. So we follow the escapades about John Watson and Sherlock Holmes dealing with the tragedy of the loss of Mary Watson, and I have to say, as much as I was not impressed by her death last week, the fact how they're dealing with it in this episode really works for me. It ticks all the boxes about, you know, how to deal with grief. You know, aside from talking to ghosts, because who talks to ghosts anyway? So the deal of this episode is that we already know who the bad guy is by virtue of the casting, and we're trying to figure out whether or not Sherlock is just, you know, high, or if he's actually seeing something that nobody else is seeing. He interviews a woman and he makes several deductions, and this leads him to believe that Calverton Smith is a serial killer, and boy do they ham this up. They drive the point home, trying to make him like a lesser evil Piers Morgan. So he's like Piers Morgan, except he kills people. So he's like Piers Morgan. And the performances in this are all brilliant, and I know I said I don't like the talking to dead people as, you know, to show that this person is being sad about the death of a dead person. I know that sounds very redundant, but it makes sense in my mind. What I do like is that Mary Watson is being used as a part of the psyche of John Watson, and he's very aware of what's going on. She points things out, and John knows these things, not because of magic, but he just needs a little bit coercing, like, go on, do it, you know you can do it. Scenes with Mycroft especially, where he's calling him out on his bullshit because the ghost of his dead wife told him to. I like that, that was good. And this episode, it doesn't really do much, and usually that's a bad thing. I call things out for not, you know, progressing with the story, but here they keep your attention. They never give you overly long scenes, they don't give you big drama, they just, you know, deal with it in short bursts, and that's good. So we get this thing about a third Holmes sibling, and I had to look this up because I honestly didn't know if there was one, and it turns out that it's not really from the Conan Doyle books themselves, but rather from other authors playing around in the Doyle universe, often using the third brother as, you know, calling him Sherlock Holmes because people can't have normal names. And I read an article that explained it to me thusly. Back in the day when Sherlock Holmes was alive, it was tradition that the oldest son would take care of the estate. The second eldest would go work for the government, and the third, well, from that point onwards, they would have their own liberties. So the idea is that Mycroft in the Arthur Conan Doyle books works for this society, and it's just only vaguely explained what they really do. Aside from that, Sherringford also gets a mention in the episode itself, just, cryptic. And now we get to the real twisty twist. We already know Culverton Smith did it, but that wasn't the mystery that we were supposed to pay attention to. That was just, the big jingling of the keys. Look at this, look at this, look at this, these are my keys. But what we all miss are a batch of huge spoilers, and this is your warning again. I mean, I did this last week, so I'm going to do it this week again. The huge spoiler of the episode is that the third Holmes brother is not a brother, it's a sister. And what is the sister's name? Euros. It means the east wind, and what has Holmes been talking about like a bunch of times? The east wind is coming. It's a reference to one of the books where Holmes is basically predicting World War I, but that aside, Euros is the third Holmes sibling, and even worse, she is Watson's therapist, and she was the lady on the bus, and she was the lady that Holmes saw in his, parlour. And nobody clocked on this. Nobody recognised the actress. Everybody was looking at it in plain sight, and nope, came out of the blue. I didn't see that one coming. And it's brilliant. I love that the rug has been pulled out from underneath me. Right, so I'm really happy this episode brought me back. Because I was about to say, maybe I shouldn't watch Sherlock anymore because it's like an hour and a half. It's just going to be cack. Well, you've got better things to do in an hour and a half, sure. Before I close this, I want to say one thing. I think there's going to be another twist. Obviously, there has to be. It's a twisty-turny program. But Holmes says everybody always stops at 3. It's a comfortable number. And we got 3 Holmes siblings. So yeah, I'll only know if that's correct when I watch the episode, and I've done this before the episode airs, even though it's probably going to be online after the episode aired. So yeah, let's see it. Come on, future me, prove me wrong. Or rather, don't, prove me right. Show me everybody should, just believe me immediately. All my insane fan theories. Right, I have a bunch of social media accounts, but you shouldn't follow me on that because, as you can see, I'm a dangerously unstable person and I just ramble on about stupid things all the time. I've got a Facebook, don't click like. I've got a Twitter, don't follow me on there. I've got a Tumblr, which I just use to reblog other things. I've got a Google Plus, but who the fuck uses Google Plus anymore? Don't click like on this video, don't subscribe to my channel, just don't. Just go to the nearest exit and play in the snow. It's snowing. Snow. I get it because...
We're the Holmes brothers. And I'm the Holmes sister.
Shutdown initiated.